Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode 9 of Seattle Seahawks franchise. And you'll be taking on the Panthers, and then another game in this one, but we'll actually be starting with a prospect profile. We're going to go through our DBs, starting with Julius Buckhalter, 21 years old, 6'1", 190, so a very modern day NFL corner build. And this is a guy who isn't gonna wow you with his athleticism, but he can really lock some players down. He's went up against some of the nation's best and worst, as you see here. Just straight line speed. He can defend. Going on to Jamison Wakefield out of Boise State. Very similar player, 6 foot, 196. Maybe a bit faster, bit more athletic, but doesn't have as good as coverage skills. A lot of these DBs, you'll notice, don't have the best hands, which is kind of a weird thing with the class. DeAndre Knight, again, 6 foot, 190, 21 years old, out of Michigan. And fellow Boise State corner Mike Ferguson here. Terrible athlete, can't really cover. And really, outside of the 2 to 3 top-end guys, this is a rough cornerback class. It is made up for, though, in the safety class. There is a lot of good-looking free safeties and strong safeties, starting with Alfonso Murphy out of Iowa, a zone archetype guy, and he can really cover. He can blow up teams in the run game. He can do it all. Elite speed, potentially elite excel. This player is just exceptional, and he can tackle with the best of him. It's like a stone wall going up to him. Randall Clinton out of Oklahoma can tackle well. He can cover well. He can stop the run. He can get off blocks. He can, hit you while you're in the air and force the ball out. He does that a lot, as you see there, against Missouri rather. Esteban Valdez, out of Ole Miss, 5'10", 201. Not as good as coverage skills, but he can cover pretty well. He can hit pretty hard, and he's pretty good athlete-wise. Enrique Ramirez, again, a guy who's going to stop the run well, but maybe not going to cover really at all. I mean, this is a guy who honestly looks like a linebacker you bring in on rundowns, and maybe in the NFL that's what you need sometimes, depending on what you're trying to run. Josh Sweet, same deal, a little bit faster, a little bit better in coverage, but can stop the run as well. Overall, stacked at the top end, not super deep, as the strong safeties are very stacked and very deep. Curtis Green out of North Carolina. He's 21, 5'11". He's fast. He is agile. He gets to that top speed at an insane rate. Matthew Galloway out of USC. You have a lot of players in the top end of this class coming out of USC. They could have as many as 3 first-round picks, or as few as that, right? And they're big breakup for him there. You can see he can really he has a feel for the ball. He's going to go in there, knock it out. He's an exceptional player. Marcel Clark out of Clemson, another guy. When you think of him, you think ball hawk. You think get up, disrupt the passing game, force the ball out of receivers' hands, knock it down. As we saw in that highlight, not the best hands. Grant Mays, kind of similar to Nick Flanagan as well. They're both just cover guys that can't really do much else. And as you get further and further down the board, it's just like specialists that aren't really even that good at that. Zach Stern, I thought I'd highlight. He has a monster leg on him. Maybe a guy will look to draft, pick up, whatever. And then there's some pretty good punters in here as well. Just some guys with some really strong legs. Long snapping wise, there's 3. And that'll do it for the entire class. We've gone over them over the course of the last couple episodes. If you missed them, go check them out. A playlist will be up in the top right corner. But in terms of draft picks, we have our own first, second, and third. We have KC's third. We have a fourth, fifth, and a sixth. So we have plenty of picks to make some big changes. But as you can see right here, we are projected to miss the playoffs barely right now, I do believe. But one win could shift it all. One loss could shift it all. It is such a close race. And, you know, do you want to be in the playoffs here in year one? It'll make things tougher with lower picks, but it'll also be, you know, a good sign of things to come. But here's the kick. We're underway. They have Xavier Leggett returning kicks. That's interesting. As we look at injuries here, we're without Leonard Williams, Charles Cross, and Ernest Jones. They're going to be without their rookie edge rusher Nick Scorton and a guy who wasn't a rookie too long ago, Bryce Young at quarterback. So it will be Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. There's a big run from Chuba Hubbard, first play of the game. This one an overthrow on second and 10. It'll set up third and 10 for Andy Dalton in this offense. And another just sailed over his head throw. So they'll punt. Here's Charbonnet, first run of the game for him. It's a good one, down to the 45. In motion, we'll go to Charbonnet. He is stuffed in the backfield for no gain. He actually loses yardage. Third and 13 here. Send Charbonnet in motion. We will go deep to Torrey Horton. He hauls it in for the first down. He was wide open up the seam there. Charbonnet goes in motion. We'll send him out on a route. Here is Njigba, a quick catch for 5. Darnold slinging it out to Brashard Smith. Tried to juke, but he juked into his guy, and we will settle for 3. It's up and good. 3-0. We take an early lead. Following a 3. Well, not a 3-and-out, but as close to a 3-and-out as you can get for the Panthers. This one a deep shot. Wide open. It's caught Jatavion Sanders. A really young and exciting tight end for them over there. Hasn't really figured it all out yet, but the tools are there. As Chuba Hubbard just continues to run. No one could bring him down. What an effort by Hubbard there. He will find quite a bit. 3rd and goal from the 10 as Dalton just gets rid of it out of the back of the end zone. 3-0. They will tie it, though, 3-3. As Dalton just takes his 3. Nothing wrong with that. Darnold will find Njigba here for a quick one. It'll be 6. Darnold now finding Kupp. It is caught down to the 50. There is an injured Seahawk on the play, though. It does appear to be Cooper Kupp, so MVS will come in for the time being. This one a quick screen pass to Smith. And Brashard Smith down to the 32. If for some reason you're new here, you're thinking, how do we have Brashard Smith? He was on the Chiefs practice squad. We went and scooped him up a couple weeks ago. He's been great for us. 3rd and 5 here for Darnold. That's... wow. That one was not intended for MVS, but it went right to him, and he wasn't ready for it. Here's the kick. It's good. 6-3. That one's knocked through. Here's Dickinson. Or I guess just Dixon. I don't know if I've been saying it wrong this whole year. 6-3, though, as we kick that off. And Chuba Hubbard certainly looking to go over 1,000 yards in today's game. Only 5 touchdowns on the year is a little less than you maybe would expect, but he is a heck of a player. Here's T-Mac finding 5 here. Dalton hasn't played all that much, so still connecting with these receivers as Bryce Young's been healthy. There's a good run for a first, but it's going to be an Ekam Ekwonu hold that brings them back. 2nd and 15. You don't get a lot of penalties in Madden. I like having penalties. That one caught for 4 because they're realistic, but at the same time, it makes it a bit smoother to not have them every 5 seconds. Here's Jerron Reed with the sack. They'll punt. 4th and 17, of course. Here's Charbonnet taking it for 6. But I've really liked our pass rush. But there's also just moments where they really just can't get to the quarterback. Got to keep in mind they don't have Leonard Williams. That's intercepted, and it's going to be ran back to the 30. I think our D-line, though, as Chris Barnes with the crazy interception there, just, potentially game-changing. Here's Hubbard. He'll take it for nothing. I think our D-line, though, has been good getting to the passer. They have not been good at is stopping the run at times, though. We rely on our linebackers and safeties for that, as the Panthers can't turn that into any more than 3, and when you start inside your own 30, 3 points is a letdown, but we're now tied at 6. Here's Charbonnet. He takes it for 4. 3rd and 4 already. This will be caught. He stays in bounds, high points it. Torrey Horton, heck of a catch, as he goes in motion. A couple plays later, 2nd and 8, under pressure. Darnold rolling. It's nearly intercepted on 2nd and 8. Probably should have been. Horton now the man in motion. Darnold looking to throw. Darnold finds Charbonnet. It is going to be ran back to the 38 for a big gain. And, he's not going to have the numbers at the end of the year of a premier back, but he has been efficient on the ground, as Brashard Smith takes it for big yardage. Charbonnet's been efficient on the ground, and he has been a really good pass-catching back, which you don't always evaluate running backs for some reason. As Charbonnet, speaking of the efficiency and the talent, he gets in for the touchdown. What a celebration. And we are back up. Finally, a touchdown scored here as we near the second half. 3 minutes to play, 13-6. 2nd and 8. Dalton going to get in himself and a little bit more. He's hit hard, but he finds the first down as 2nd and 6 follows from the Seattle 41. He's going to go to the outside. It's broken up by Isaiah Simmons, who really is revitalizing a pretty dead career here in Seattle. Wide open, he outran him, but he can't hit his man Xavier Lee get the punt. We'll take over from the 4 following a great punt. Darnold going to try to get himself some space to work with. He'll find about 10, but just shy. By the way, Brashard Smith, just really good job picking up the blitzer, and there's MVS. A deep threat, of course, in the game for Kupp, and he shows it there. We've really been missing a deep threat element of this offense, something I'm certainly going to try to address in the offseason, but MVS shows, the potential we have if Darnold can hit our guys deep and our guys can run deep. So is it a quarterback issue? That not ruled a catch. They're going to review it. And, I think it was a catch, but it's hard to tell. It kind of did that glitchy thing in Madden where his foot kind of teleports onto the grass. So that's why I think they'll rule it a catch, and they actually do. We move down to the 6, under 30 to play, trying to go up 20-6 going into half. It's going to be a quick one. Horton touchdown. And he runs right to the ref and touches the goalpost in front of the ref. We'll head to halftime up 14, though. And if you watched the last episode, I accidentally skipped halftime twice. But I didn't this time, so that's a bonus. Cardinals versus the Bengals. Bengals still trying to get into the playoffs. Cardinals out for sure. What a rocket. Joe Burrow just has an exceptional arm. Shown in this game a lot to Jamar Chase here. 23-20 is the final over in Cincinnati, Ohio. Texans-Chargers. Chargers might be able to sneak into the playoffs if they keep winning, and they might not win this one. This one caught, high-pointed. CJ Stroud comes down with it, or throws that. His receiver comes down with it, 24-16, the final. That was Joe Mixon coming down with it. And so the Chargers lose that one after beating some pretty good teams the last couple weeks. Here, the Packers take on the Ravens, and that is Keaton Mitchell getting up there, elevating touchdown. as we take a look at the NFC playoff picture. We are one game out right now, but one win could propel us all the way to the top of the wild card, so it really just depends. Today has really been, our running backs have been exceptional, and Sam Darnold is already over 200 yards. He is winning the battle of former Carolina quarterbacks, I guess. Is that what you'd say? Sam Darnold played for Carolina, right? I could be completely wrong there, but... Oh, fumble on the return here. It's recovered by the Panthers. Nehemiah Pritchett has done a lot of positive things on special teams. Turning the ball over is not one of them to this point. Here's T-Mac. Quick completion. 3rd and 6 from the 21. Dalton is sacked. It's going to be Byron Murphy ending that drive. And every time Carolina gets a big stop, their offense just can't do anything, and they settle for 3. If you take away the 2 turnovers, I mean, this game could have been 40-0 at the half rather than 20-6. 20-9 the score now. Darnold under pressure. He's actually going to be sacked. Had a big play to set up 2nd and 19. He'll go to Arroyo. Some nice run after catch. A nice juke, and he's down to the 31. Got 15 on that play to set up 3rd and 4. Certainly a manageable 3rd down. Much better than 2nd and 19. This one going to be caught by Arroyo. So when you need big yardage, you just go to Arroyo back-to-back times, and you get it. Here's Charbonnet on the screen. He's going to be just shy of the 1st. They'll go to Dowdle here, who doesn't get it. 4th and 1. It's going to be a man down on that play. It looks like their right guard, one of their guards. 4th and 1, Darnold changing the play up. They're going to go to Charbonnet out of the backfield here. He has a lot of room to run. He's just so much faster than this linebacker they put on him. Here, little option play, RPO. They'll go to Dowdle. He will be just shy of the 1st. 3rd and 1. Dowdle injured on the play, but it's nothing too serious. Charbonnet moves to the chains. That one really close. This will be intercepted in the end zone, trying to go to Torrey Horton. It's been a favorite target of Darnold's in the red zone. So there you go. Torrey Horton, the intended target. Carolina, another turnover force. That's 3. What a sack there. 2nd and 16. Murphy going to get home again on Andy Dalton. That's the 3rd sack of the night for Byron Murphy. Dalton looking to throw. 3rd and 23. He'll go to Jatavion Sanders, who gets most of it back. They'll still punt, though, down 11. As play action, double fake doesn't work at all. Darnold sacked for a big loss. 1st and 10 here. He's looking wide open as Torrey Horton. The juke. He has a lot of space. He gets a block from Elijah Arroyo, and he pony rides that in to the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. Heck of a play by Torrey Horton in this Seahawks offense, as Elijah Arroyo, really the MVP of this one, with the late block down the field to set up that touchdown. As a pretty commanding Seattle Seahawk win, 27-9, 4th quarter action. We'll slow sim style this, as it's pretty much over. And is anyone else going to score? That's kind of why we did it. It's not very exciting, either offense there. 27-9 is your final. 358 for 2 touchdowns, but also 2 picks for Darnold. If we ended up losing that game, it probably would have been his fault. But since we ended up winning, it was his fault, which in a good way, obviously. Running was just rough today. Torrey Horton, another breakout game. He has had a heck of a season. MVS, 79 yards receiving. Simmons led us in tackles, 4 TFLs and 3 sacks for Murphy. And that'll bring us to our weekly recap. One more week following this one of football before we head into the playoffs. And this week's recap will start us in Carolina. Sam Darnold connects with his guy, Torrey Horton, on this one. He runs it back following some really good run after catch abilities and a nice block from his tight end for the touchdown there. Heck of a play by Torrey Horton and that offense to win in a pretty commanding fashion. Eagles-Bills. The Eagles were 10-2 just a couple weeks ago. They're 10-6 now, following another loss. Josh Allen and the Bills were 10-2 as well. They've won 4 in a row. The Eagles have dropped 4 in a row. Patriots are hot, 12-3. Jets not so much at 4-11. But the Jets will hand the Pats another loss. That's going to be Justin Fields connecting with his man Garrett Wilson, 20-17. Patriots have lost 2 of their last 4. So a little concerning heading into the playoffs. You start losing. You've lost 2 all season up into these last 2 losses, and that's just not a good look as we take a look around the league. Byron Murphy with 3 sacks is named a player of the week here in week 18. That'll do it for the weekly recap, though. Leonard Williams finally healthy, so we can pull him off IR. It seems like IR's fixed. In years past, they'd be stuck there for like the rest of the year. I think it was like an 8-week limit. But with him coming back, Malcolm Roach's time is done. We'll cut him. This was the real rules. I would just stash him back on the practice squad, but Madden has weird, age rules and all. It'll be Niners, Seahawks, as we take on the Niners for the second time this year. They're a pretty stacked roster when healthy. Their issue in real life is always health, and in the game, it hasn't really been much better for them. But they're healthy enough here to give us, hopefully, a good game. They're 6-10. A win here guarantees the playoffs. A loss here doesn't necessarily guarantee that we don't make it, but there is a lot of, tiebreakers that I don't really understand that could keep us out. So Brashard Smith on the return up to the 27, and we are underway. Charbonnet will start us off strong with a first down run of 11 yards and move the chains, obviously. Darnold dropping back is sacked. Nick Bosa making his presence felt instantly. As Darnold messing around with some stuff here on 3rd and 20. He's going to go deep. Double coverage, JSN, incomplete. Not even close. As Purdy takes over following the punt. Huge misfire there, trying to go to Kittle. This one caught by... No, it's broken up, trying to go to CMC. Isaiah Simmons in there. A guy we tend to say a lot. He makes a lot of plays for them. This one intercepted, thrown right to Kobe Bryant. And it feels like the interceptions for us this year have just been lobs right to our guys. And, they just go up and make the play. So you can't fault them for that. But, we haven't really had any special crazy plays as Dowdle moves the chains on 3rd and 3. Again, a win here will put us in the playoffs for sure. There is no question about that. It is guaranteed, as we are sacked by Williams, Michael Williams, their first-round pick, a exceptional edge rusher, paired with Nick Bosa is scary. Charbonnet will put us back in field goal range at least. It'll be a pretty easy one, as it's up and good, 3-0. We take the early lead. Purdy looking to throw, will actually run for it, gets out of the pocket, finds 6. Here goes CMC. He has an open lane. He is still going to the 42. Spun out of a couple tackles there. He is scary with the ball in his hands. So we're going to try to keep it out of his hands as much as possible. Here is Jawan Jennings. He has a lot of space to work with. Witherspoon and him and Worry push him out around the 27. Now on the 24, 2nd and 7. They'll run it for 5. This one caught. Jawan Jennings again, first down. Purdy, play action. Looking to throw it away there. 3rd and 7 now. Good pressure from this Seattle team. That one broken up. They'll have to settle to try and tie it. It'll be up and right down the middle. -9 passing yards for the Seahawks here as they are tied at 3. They'll find 6 there. Darnold finds another first down. That's Charbonnet stumbling as he hauled it in. Charbonnet now up the middle. Powerful running. You've seen him just get angry and run hard and fast. He can do really every aspect of an NFL running back. Here's a quick screen to Horton. He will find 6. He'll set up a long field goal. This one up and good. It would not have been good had it been a yard longer. Luckily for them, it wasn't. So there you go. 6-3. Ricky Pearsall hauls this one in. 1st and 10 now. This one caught. Jennings first down. Purdy going to hand it off to CMC. He is tackled after a gain of 1. Purdy now going back to CMC. He will find 3. A 3rd and 9 run is very questionable. They try to catch them off guard, I guess. Field goal up to tie it at 6. Darnold now looking to throw on 2nd and 10. Misfire to JSN. 3rd and 10. In motion goes Cup. Darnold looking to throw. It's going to be a screen. It's caught by Charbonnet, but it'll be stopped by Nick Bosa. They'll punt. 6:05 to play in the second quarter. CMC, a good run. He's still going. Nearly finds a first. So heck of a play there from CMC. Here is a wide open man. CMC finds the first down on 3rd and 3. Purdy been lucky to have his kind of go-to guys in Kittle and CMC, especially in a year where their receiving room hasn't really been that consistent. Here goes Juwan Jennings down to the 43. A loss on 1st and 2nd down. Set up 3rd and 11. Purdy, all the time in the world, airs it out. It is knocked away by Emanwari, who has been really good for us. Darnold, play action, has an open guy, but he'll just check down to Arroyo. Doesn't trust down the field, which is probably smart. In this close of a game, don't put it in harm's way. 6-6, it's 3rd and 2 for Darnold. He will find Charbonnet, but it's broken up, knocked out of his hands. Heck of a play by the DB there. Wide open, though, on 4th and 2 as they go for it. JSN has the first down. So I guess they felt, they needed to get some offense going past field goals as JSN hauls that one in. 1:33 to play in the half. Darnold, little play action. He will find Cup for the first down to the 6. 1st and goal. It will be caught. Dowdle makes a man miss and muscles his way in. It's going to be a close one, but they'll give it to him. Touchdown, Seahawks. As his feet are on fire from that performance in the first half. 13-6 going into halftime. We will take a look around the league, of course, as we're locked into a pretty good one here. Finally found the end zone at the end, but Browns-Bengals, a little bit of an AFC divisional matchup. This one gonna go to the Bengals. Mike Gesicki hauls that one in, 24-21. Shador Sanders did put on a show, though. 248, 3 touchdowns. Burrow, 302, 2 touchdowns. Both quarterbacks had pretty good games there. Detroit 6-10 this year. Chicago 7-9. As he elevates and scores. Not sure who that is. It's Yaki. Or Vaki, I guess. I guess they have some injuries at running back. Because, you'd expect to see Jahmyr Gibbs or David Montgomery. Giants, Cowboys, the classic matchup. It's going to be Theo Johnson throwing the stiff arm, finding the touchdown. 31-17, Jackson Dart leads his team to a win. And the Giants, Rams, Bucks, Packers, Eagles are going to be in the playoffs. We're figuring out the final two spots. Seahawks playing to be in it. A loss doesn't mean they're out, but a win certainly means they're in. So you want to win to be sure, but playoff hopes aren't killed with a loss. I gotta say, I love this time of the season where, the games matter that much more, because a loss here or a win there could decide if you play on or if your season ends a little earlier than you want it to. Second half action, pitch to CMC. He will find 10 rushes, 40 yards for him today. 2nd and 6. CMC here, a run up the middle, just gutting this defense right now. He is having a good game. He'll run it up the middle again. Welcome back, Leonard Williams. He hit some hard after a gain of 4. Coming off injury, maybe a little rusty, but at his age, you don't really get rusty. There's a run for no gain. Good tackling. Purdy sends CMC in motion. Purdy, blitz coming. He doesn't even see it. It's a Isaiah Simmons sack. What an effort by Simmons. Darnold looking, finding his man on the sideline. That's JSN. Here's Charbonnet on 3rd and 4. Powerful run for the first down. And even more, he had 79 a week ago. Or no, that's today's stats. Sorry. 79 today. 10 rushes for him. Here's Arroyo moving the chains on 2nd and 12. And one thing I got to say about this offense, we can get chunk plays, but we rely too much on run after catch. As it's put on display there again, Horton moves the chains. I think if we want to be more, consistent next season or even into the playoffs, if we make it, we got to rely more on just, not run after catch. How did Kupp stay on his feet there? Touchdown Seahawks as Cooper Kupp makes an exceptional play. Again, run after catch, but I guess we're consistent at getting run after catch. I just want to know how he stayed on his feet. Bosa about to go drill Darnold, and then Kupp hit by 3 different red shirts. Still just stays on his feet, runs to the end zone, and heck of a play. In motion goes Pearsall. This will be caught over the middle by Ayuk. Haven't said his name too much today. It's been a CMC-dominated game. On the offensive side, Juwan Jennings in there with his 5th catch. 3rd and 7 for the Niners. Purdy looking to throw. Wide open Ricky Pearsall. He can really play ball. They just need to get him the football. Niners trying to keep this a game. 2nd and 8 here. Purdy looking, finds CMC. 2nd and 10 from the 30. In motion was Kittle before the play there. It'll be a check down to CMC. He's wrapped up by Emanwari. That is a hard man to tackle in the open field. Emanwari made it look like stealing candy from a baby. Here's Ayuk. He hauls it in, and he is in. Touchdown, Niners. So they're keeping this a close one, threatening the Seattle Seahawks playoff hopes. Here's Kupp on 2nd and 9. Following the Niners touchdown, he'll move the chains. 1st and 10, Dowdle gets the football on a run, and he has a wide open lane for a first down. Now play action. Darnold looking, throwing over the middle field. Dangerous throw. It's caught by JSN, though. So exceptional play there. Here is Arroyo. You will find 4. Now this one swatted down, incomplete. Fred Warner with a nice play. Darnold looking to Arroyo. It's caught. 1st and 10 from the 20. Darnold pitches to Smith. 2nd and 7. This one caught Charbonnet. 3rd and 1 at the 11. Darnold will hand it off to Charbonnet. He'll have a first down and more down to the 3. 1st and goal. He'll send Charbonnet to his left from his right. Charbonnet is swallowed up, though. Did a good job avoiding one tackle, but it wouldn't be enough. 3rd and goal from the 9. They need a touchdown. The field goal wouldn't be terrible. Darnold takes a sack. That's Nick Bosa again, wrecking this game. Field goal to make it a 2-possession game as we dip under 5 to go. It is up and through. So 13-23, it would have felt better if you got in for the score, but a field goal does the same exact thing, making it a two-possession game. Here goes CMC spinning for 3. 2nd and 7. If you're the Niners, you want to put a little pep in your step, but not too much. You don't want to score, right away. Well, actually, I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world if you score right away. But either way, you're either going to have to rely on a defensive stop or a onside kick. It's just not really favorable. Here's a deep shot on 3rd and 6. Purdy wants it all. It's going to be incomplete. He overthrew his guy. Blitz coming. Ball pops out. It is picked up, but on 4th down, it doesn't matter. That would ultimately pretty much end this game. Charbonnet runs it for a 1st down here. We sit right at 3 minutes to go. Charbonnet the other way will hit the juke move, and he is in. Touchdown, Seahawks. This will certainly be the dagger as he hits the Cam Ward. We'll just sim through the rest of the way. 20-30 is your final as the Seahawks take care of business, and we will see the blue, silver, and green in the playoffs here in year 1. I thought at the beginning of the year we honestly were a playoff team if we could figure out the right pieces, and here we are. Struggles happened along the way. Sam Darnold wasn't even the starter for a couple weeks, but a 119-yard rushing game from Charbonnet helps propel us into the playoffs. We have been a really interesting team. We haven't really leaned on any one aspect. Some games we rely on the run game. Some games we rely on the passing attack. Some games we rely on the defense. And that's just not a sure enough way of winning for me to be confident heading into the playoffs. But here we are. We're in it. That's all that matters. Weekly recap. This one, short throw to Kupp. He makes 3 different defenders miss, running into each other. He gets a block kind of midway through that tackle, and he walks in. Touchdown, Kupp, 30-20, the final. A little bit, more of a margin than it seems because that was a garbage time touchdown. Chiefs-Raiders, AFC West matchup. Chiefs win this. They're in the playoffs, probably. Maybe not. We'll see. They will win it, though, 17-10. They moved to 10-7. That a deep ball to Xavier Worthy as he hauls that in one-handed. So heck of a play by Worthy. Dolphins-Patriots. The 9-7 Dolphins take on the 12-4 New England Patriots. It's going to be Drake May rocketing this one into his receiver. Touchdown. Patriots, they moved to 13-4. End that little losing streak they had going. 23-21. A look around the league as playoff spots are being decided. It is a fun time for football as we kind of head into playoff season. That'll do it for the weekly recap, though. And I don't know about you, but I am ready for some playoff football. This will be the final 14 teams in. 7 in the West, 7 in the AFC, 7 in the NFC. Chiefs do get in there. Lions slip in as well somehow, some way. We'll be taking on the Packers in our opening, slate of games there. Here, looking at the mock draft, some interesting things. They're projecting us to pick at 18 and take a tight end, which, I don't know about you, but I'd say our tight end Elijah Arroyo had a pretty good season for us to not consider a tight end, but maybe best talent available. That's going to do it all for this episode, though. In the next one, we will take on the Packers, and hopefully whoever comes after them. Peace out.